Go home, baby.
Right now, we sitting here at the Upton Boxing Center where we always meet at. This is our meeting ground since we was amateurs and whatnot, right? He's coming. We waiting for our champ to get here so we can just go to Mondawmin Mall and see what's ready to unfold.
Y'all getting the last little bit of Gervonta that y'all gonna see. I'm gonna make sure I do what I'm supposed to so I can be the best I can.
2 sparring partners and rounds is unknown.
All right, y'all. Let's go.
No.
Bam!
When they watch us in here working, they saying we going bang, 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 bang.
There you go. Good. There you go.
When he get in that ring, he's on a mission. Because he understand that he got to put his pants on, training wheels going. You got what you asked for. Let's get it now.
Slow it down.
Good word. He ain't playing with nobody. You step in that ring with him, be prepared.
Gervonta Davis is officially back in full training mode alongside Coach Calvin Ford at the same Baltimore gym where his journey first began. Surrounded by the environment that helped shape his rise in boxing, Tank is focused on refining every part of his game and preparing himself to take control of the division once again.
Man, I call it three things. I look at Tank trying to find himself as the businessman, the fighter, and the family man. Nobody can give him a man yet. You know, he ain't come around that stable American way of life where he can learn from it. You will see glimpses and pieces of different people's life. He tries to get into it, but he don't really understand it. So right now, he's just trying to find himself. I look at him and look at myself. And I had my journey too, you know, and I see his journey. His journey is different.
You know, I could do anything, especially in your backyard.
You gonna feel all we got to do? Look, hey, Tank, we're gonna go 35-12.
And maybe the strongest words come from Barry Hunter, someone who has known Gervonta Davis longer than almost anyone in the sport. He reflected on a moment from years ago that exposed the true mindset and character of Tank Davis. According to Hunter, Tank was never created for a life of comfort or complacency, and the hunger that pushed him from the beginning still burns inside him today.
Since I've known him, since he was a kid, his biggest fear is losing. I'll never forget this day, and he told the story himself. I believe we were in Vegas. Adrian Bronner was fighting. And I turned around and Tank, he was crying. What are you crying for? He said, 'Cause I want it. And I said, you want what? He said, I want all of this. He was so in awe with Adrian, the accolades and him winning titles, blah, 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 and he wanted to be that guy. And when I saw him crying, I was like, wow, you know, I stepped off. I said, wow, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna have to worry about him. You gonna fight hard to get it.
After taking time away from boxing, Gervonta Davis discovered a feeling deep inside himself that simply would not stay silent. Now that he's back in the gym, that inner spark has grown into a blazing fire as he focuses on reclaiming everything that once belonged to him and proving once again why he is one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport.
10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, under here, roll under the bed. Good job.
That lawnmower, that's that. Start that.
I made the decision of training. I haven't been in the coldness in a minute. I haven't even trained in the coldness in a minute, so I feel though this will help me. I'm from Boston.
Getting straight to the reason why this fight continues to be delayed, Shakur Stevenson made it clear that he badly wants the showdown with Gervonta Davis. However, he criticized Tank's overall behavior and described it as goofy, a comment that speaks volumes about where he believes the real issue lies. From Shakur's perspective, the holdup has nothing to do with contracts, networks, or television deals. He feels that Tank simply is not taking the situation seriously enough, and many fans seem to agree with that viewpoint as well.
Speaking on him, but like, if same thing that I said,
fighting perspective.
same thing that I said with T.O. If anybody got issues with me or feel some type of way about me, you could come see me on fight night and resolve every issue that you got.
Yeah.
I stand by that with anybody.
But keeping it boxing. Do you
That's
ever
boxing.
Think, no, I'm just saying.
That's not boxing?
Yeah, no, I love it. No, you got to do what you got to do.
Right, like.
I just want to see. I want to know. I'm just asking, realistically, will we ever see y'all two in the ring? However way it get there, will we ever see that match?
I would love it.
Looking at the bigger picture, Shakur Stevenson stayed honest about the history between himself, Gervonta Davis, and the other rising stars coming up through the sport. He admitted that there were times when the relationship between all of them was genuinely cool and respectful. But deep down, everyone involved understood that it could never remain that way forever because they were all chasing the exact same goal at the highest level of boxing. And eventually competition was always going to come before friendship.
Always knew I'm the one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always knew. And I feel like deep down, like, they probably won't say it, but they know. They know. It was cool at certain times, but deep down, everybody know as a competitor, it's only so cool it can get.
Because we going to have to face each other.
So,
Copy.
Truthfully, it was cool at times, but
Yeah, at the
Sean Porter has shared the ring with some of the greatest fighters of his era, so he understands exactly what elite talent truly looks like. When analyzing a potential matchup between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, Porter made it clear that this would be a completely different challenge from anything Tank has experienced in his career so far. He views the fight as a high-level chess match, where Shakur's defensive brilliance and technical skill would force Tank to either evolve his style or risk getting outboxed over the course of the fight. Porter also warned that the knockout formula Davis has successfully relied on for years may not be enough against a defensive specialist and tactician with the level of discipline and ability that Stevenson brings into the ring.
I said everybody thinks that Tank is gonna go in there and just knock out Shakur. It's gonna
That's
be,
not gonna happen.
But it shouldn't have taken this fight for
I
people,
knew he couldn't
for
knock
people to
him.
realize.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I knew that too. But yeah, Shakur is a defensive specialist.
And I've been
It's
saying
like,
this for a long time. If you pay attention to how Tank would react whenever Shakur's name came up, I was like, yo, it's something that Tank knows that most people don't know or understand. There's something that he sees in Shakur. It could be the fact that Shakur was a 2016 silver medalist. You know,
he might got a lot to do with it.
He's that, the silver child of the country.
Furthermore, Sean Porter explained that the greatest fighters are not always the ones with the most power or the biggest knockouts. In his view, the truly elite boxers are the ones who can adjust and adapt the moment their original game plan stops working. He spoke about how top-level fighters develop their skills over time, learning how to change gears in the middle of a fight when the knockout is not there and the strategy that usually brings success is no longer getting the job done. According to Porter, that ability to evolve under pressure is what separates good fighters from truly special champions.
With a fight with Shakur, you're going to see this boxing style that you don't usually get from Tank. You're going to see IQ. We saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because the reason why it was low IQ is because everybody followed the script. And what I mean by that is you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing. And that's kind of where you see
who's smart,
you know what I mean?
Who get a hold of it.
I think my fight with Terrence shows a very high level of IQ from both of us. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's what Tank is going to do with Shakur. He's going to come into the ring and be a different version of himself.
Adding another legendary boxing voice into the conversation, Roy Jones Jr. gave his breakdown of a potential showdown between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, and his opinion was extremely direct. According to Roy Jones Jr., the biggest factor that gives Stevenson an advantage over Tank is discipline. He believes Shakur's focus, commitment, and mental sharpness both inside and outside the ring operate on an entirely different level. Jones suggested that this level of discipline separates Stevenson from Davis, whose personal issues and outside distractions have at times created serious questions about his consistency. especially during the biggest moments when the pressure is highest and the spotlight is shining the brightest.
Right now, Shakur wins it because of his discipline. Because he showed against Teofimo that he can stay very disciplined all night. And he's the type of guy, he don't really do a lot of crazy stuff in his life normally. So it's like discipline is a thing that is not only exercised inside the ring, it's exercised also outside the ring. And as we see, sometimes Gervonta has problems with discipline. But we have never seen Shakur have problems with discipline. We've seen him be more disciplined at the right times than we've seen him not have discipline.
But Roy Jones Jr. did not stop there. And this is where his analysis became even more interesting. He made it very clear that a fully focused, completely motivated Gervonta Davis is a serious problem for anyone who steps into the ring against him. No matter how impressive an opponent's strategy may appear on paper, Jones believes Tank possesses a rare combination of fight IQ, precision timing, explosive one-punch power, and natural instincts that cannot simply be ignored. According to him, those special qualities do not suddenly disappear because of outside distractions or personal issues away from boxing. When Davis is mentally locked in and performing at his best, he remains one of the most dangerous and unpredictable fighters in the sport.
Right now, I would lean towards Shakur because of his discipline, but don't get it twisted. If somebody could beat him, Tank Davis would be that person because of his intangibles. When Tank is disciplined and got his mind on right, Tank's a problem for anybody. Tank can fight better than most people think he can. It's just that sometimes his outside antics get the better of him, and it makes people think less of him, but don't underestimate Tank Davis. If Tank is motivated and ready to fight, Tank is a problem for anybody.
And if the opinion of Roy Jones Jr. was not enough to build anticipation for this fight, Terrence Crawford took the conversation to another level. Crawford highlighted Shakur Stevenson's elite defensive skills as something that Gervonta Davis has never truly faced before at this level during his career. At the same time, Crawford reminded fans that a three-division world champion like Stevenson does not enter a fight without proven ability, championship experience, and elite-level credentials backing him up. In Crawford's view, the importance and magnitude of this potential matchup become impossible to ignore the second both fighters step into the ring because it would showcase two of boxing's most gifted talents colliding at the highest level of the sport.
But Shakur is a different fighter. You know, Shakur is different. You know, people may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they say the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fighters.
Yeah.
Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur like he hit everybody else. And he know that. He knows that. That's why he's like, he's boring. He's this, he's that. He's trying to diminish everything that Shakur have done so it's not marketable.
What really makes Terrence Crawford's opinion stand out is the honesty and balance behind everything he says. He openly admitted that he and Gervonta Davis have never fully been on the same page personally, but he also refused to let that history affect his judgment as a fighter and observer of the sport. Crawford gave Tank full credit for the intelligence, explosive power, ring awareness, and sharp instincts that make him a threat against anyone at any level of boxing. At the same time, he made it clear that respect and confidence are two different things, drawing a firm line between acknowledging Davis's talent and believing that those abilities alone would guarantee victory in a matchup of this magnitude.
Tank is great for what he do, and I respect Tank in the ring and his skills and his power and his attribute and he's smart.
Yeah.
He's definitely smart. He can box and I'm not saying I would pick Shakur just because our differences. I'm telling you as a fighter.
Yeah.
I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just too tight.
And just like that, the harsh reality of boxing's business side cuts through all the excitement surrounding these potential matchups. Coach Kenny Ellis made it clear that even with enormous money involved, a fight between Vasily Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis could end up being the final fight of Lomachenko's career if it ever happens. Ellis suggested that the concern is not about pride or fear of competition, but about the genuine danger that comes with facing someone as explosive and powerful as Tank Davis. The possibility of suffering a devastating knockout at the end of an already legendary career is a risk that cannot be ignored, no matter how massive the financial reward may be.
Conversation keeps going, and Mill asks him, finally gets to the Gervonta deal. He's like, so you don't think he would fight Gervonta? Kenny Ellis says, no, man, I don't think he would. I think that'd be the last guy he wants to fight. He said, yeah, it's the biggest money. It'll be the biggest money for him for sure, but does he want to go out on his career getting knocked out like that against Gervonta? I think he'll be the last one that he chooses to try to fight, man. Now, the sad thing is, man, the sad thing about that is that it is probably true. It's probably true. There's a culture in boxing, man, where these guys are out there giving breaks to people, out there giving them money to try to make sure that they don't fight certain people.
And just like that, Todd Duboff leaves the conversation on a point that hits harder than almost any punch mentioned throughout the debate. There was a sense of real frustration behind the message as he spoke about Gervonta Davis continuing to win fights, generate massive revenue, and entertain fans every single time he steps into the ring, yet still possibly never receiving the same type of recognition and elevated status that fighters like Terrence Crawford have achieved in the sport. In his view, the question is not whether Tank will remain successful, because that part already seems guaranteed. The real conversation is about whether there is a ceiling above his career and public image that may prevent him from reaching an even greater level of boxing stardom that few people openly discuss.
What we want to happen in the sport of boxing, so we are going to shut it down. And listening to Kenny Ellis, it's like you could hear it and you can see it in his voice. It's like he's not going to get his hopes up that Gervonta is going to get that. Gervonta is going to have to continue to grind, beat the people that he's able to fight for the big money that he gets for fighting them, satisfy his fan base, but never at a point in time is he ever going to get the opportunities like that a Terrence Crawford got when Terrence Crawford signed with CAA, and all of a sudden, he's running off and getting put in Rocky films and stuff like that. Not going to happen.
But beyond the comeback itself, Boxing Geo revealed an important behind-the-scenes detail that fans should not overlook because it has the potential to completely change the entire lightweight division overnight. According to the information being discussed, the business side of boxing has shifted in a major way, opening the door for opportunities, negotiations, and matchups that previously seemed impossible. With those changes now taking place, everything suddenly appears to be back on the table, making the future of the division far more unpredictable and exciting than before.
The man is coming out of retirement and trying to make another run in boxing, right? And we're going to talk about that. Vasyl Lomachenko is coming out of retirement and targeting a return this fall, sources tell Ring Magazine. Lomachenko, now this is the part that you must pay attention to. Yes, you at home. We working. Peep this. Lomachenko's contract with Top Rank expired yesterday when the news came out. And Loma is now a free promotional agent.
And with that new freedom comes a massive wave of possibilities that has the entire boxing world buzzing with excitement. Potential matchups against some of the biggest names in the sport now suddenly feel realistic, especially with powerful organizations like Premier Boxing Champions and Zuffa Boxing entering the conversation. According to Boxing Geo, this situation is far better career.
He tries to go the Gervonta Tank Davis route and link up with PBC or something to get that fight made, which would be a big mega fight, right? Or Zuffa Boxing in Turkey, they're throwing money around, probably more than what he was getting. Fight on the horizon, you got the Shakurs, the Keishans, the Devin. Well, not Devin, because he's a little bit higher and they already fought, so that ship is probably sailed. But Gervonta Davis, right?
Calvin Ford continues to keep the system around Gervonta Davis simple, disciplined, and highly demanding. The training camp runs on a strict weekly structure with clear expectations and one non-negotiable standard that immediately tells people what kind of environment Tank is preparing in. This is not a camp built for distractions, excuses, or half effort. According to those close to the situation, only fighters and team members who are fully committed to putting in real work, maintaining focus, and matching the intensity of the camp are welcome through those doors.
We spar Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And you ain't just got to work with Tank. I got other guys that y'all can work with. So if you want to get some work, if you're getting ready for a fight, we'll help you get ready for the fight. We'll give you some work. You know what I'm saying? This is based on weight classes that I got up in here. Floyd make it, you know, that's what Floyd like. Floyd like seeing that work, you know? Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If you ain't coming to work, don't come. As simple as that. This work, you know, we out here. We ain't ducking no, we don't duck no spawn. Everybody want to get some work. You know, I sit back and look at this thing, man. This thing's for real. Gotta keep it tight.
Everything inside this training camp is centered around one fighter and one mission. Calvin Ford has made it completely clear that this is Tank time, proudly speaking about the level of focus, discipline, and commitment that Gervonta Davis is bringing into every single training session, from the organized gym routines to the exhausting late-night road work that many fighters would avoid. Tank is reportedly completing every task placed in front of him and pushing himself even further beyond expectations. The atmosphere around the camp reflects total dedication, with everyone locked into the same mindset and energy. As the team keeps repeating with confidence and belief, this is Tank time from top to bottom.
It's Tank time. What time is it? Tank time. Tank time. T-Tank. Tank time. Baltimore in the house, y'all. Shit up here right here. Little slip slow hole. Oh, I forgot to let y'all know, Iceman Hawkins and Malik Warren is coming down. Oh, that's right.
Gervonta Davis is officially back in the spotlight, and once again the entire boxing world has its eyes locked on him. Every time Tank Davis makes headlines, expectations instantly rise, because regardless of whether people support him or criticize him, there is no denying that he remains one of the biggest attractions in boxing today. With devastating knockout power, an undefeated record, and the ability to completely change the direction of a fight with a single punch, Tank continues to stand as one of the most dangerous and explosive fighters in the sport. Now the biggest question surrounding his return is simple. What comes next? Will fans finally get the opportunity to see him face another elite lightweight in a true super fight? Could a blockbuster showdown against Vasily Lomachenko actually become reality? Or could even bigger matchups against names like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney be waiting further down the road? For the Baltimore superstar, the possibilities around Tank's future have never felt bigger, and the debate among boxing fans continues to grow stronger with every passing day. The most important question now is which opponent fans truly want to see him fight next, whether it is Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson. Notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news, fight updates, and detailed breakdowns here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more big boxing coverage coming soon.